Good day, folks. Welcome to Just Omer. My name is Omer Ahern Jr. and this is my periodic report as the Grafton County Commissioner from District 3 here in Grafton County, New Hampshire. And I serve with two other county commissioners from District 1, Commissioner Wendy Piper. Commissioner Piper is also the chairperson of the Grafton County Board of Commissioners. And we also serve with, and Commissioner Piper represents is elected from the towns of Hanover, Lebanon, and Enfield. And then we also serve with Commissioner Linda Lauer. She is elected from the towns in District 2, which are the towns on the western side of Grafton County and northern Grafton County. And I'm elected from the towns in District 3, which are basically the towns in Grafton County on the eastern side and southern part of Grafton County, excluding, of course, Enfield. So I'm talking to you as a representative on the County Commission from the people in this District 3 that goes up as far north as Campton and Warren and Groton and Dorchester. And they're also on the west, and that includes also Canaan. And as far south in the county to the border of the county, which is Ashland, Alexandria, Bridgewater, and also Campton to the north, and Holderness, of course, Holderness, Plymouth, and Hebron. So, county commissioners by state statute from the originally set up in the 1870s here in New Hampshire were set up to operate a county nursing home for basically the elderly residents of the county who can't stay at home and take care of themselves or have their family take care of them. We're also tasked with operating a Department of Corrections, a jail for pretrial confinement, and the House of Correction, which is there for those people that are convicted of criminal offenses and are sentenced to no more than a year and a day for incarceration. And then in Grafton County, we also continue to operate a farming operation. We have a very good dairy operation. We make milk and we sell it to Agrimark to bring in income for the county. And we also have pigs and chickens. And we do grow a few vegetables. Not as many in the last couple of years and this year because we just don't have the inmate population in the House of Correction for various reasons, partly because of COVID and the shutdown of the court system. But we don't have the inmate labor to work in the vegetable fields and so on. But we'll be talking about that because the meeting that we had yesterday, there was a report from the Grafton County farm manager. So I'll be talking about that a little bit later on. The commissioners meet just about every week on Tuesday mornings at 9 o'clock up at the county complex in North Haverhill, right off the Dartmouth College Highway up there. And my duties are as the clerk of the Board of Commissioners, and as clerk of the Board of Commissioners, I have to sign off on every invoice that the county pays, and some of those invoices are very, very interesting. Yesterday, I signed off, again, as I do every week, on the Fiscal invoices. Fiscal is the company that the county buys most of its food items to feed into the nursing home and especially the Department of Corrections. And just to give you a little bit of an idea of some of the items that are fed to the residents of the Department of Corrections, the inmates at the Department of Corrections. They have vegetable blend for vegetables. They have red bean, green beans, baguettes, mint park bread baguettes. They have skim milk, chocolate milk. Of course, they have half and half creamer with their coffee. We buy eggs from them. They have potato chips, Ripple potato chips. They have tortillas. They have pancake syrup. They eat quite well. They have Tyson chicken, chicken tenders. They certainly have hamburg. And again, we talked about the vegetable blend, and they have pasta rotini special, pasta rotini, diced tomatoes and juice. So they eat very, very well at the Department of Corrections. As well as all during the year, they are provided with bananas, apples, oranges, lettuce, and of course tomatoes. So they do eat quite well there at the Department of Corrections. So yesterday, Tuesday, the county commissioners had their regular meeting at 9 o'clock at the commissioners' conference room, and the first item on the agenda was to hear from the county farm manager, Grant Nelson, and he reported on the cow milking operation. And I'm trying to find my notes from that presentation. And I've got a lot of papers that we discussed at the meeting yesterday, and just bear with me for a moment, because they're all supposed to be here. Well, I can't find them right now, so forgive me. He discussed the fact that with us that normally the county farm up there sells piglets to people locally, but all of the piglets have been spoken for. The farm manager talked about the new John Deere tractor that was purchased with ARPA funds. That's the American Relief Act with funds that are coming out of Washington, D.C., and we'll be talking a little bit more about the ARPA funding situation when we talk about the county budget that the commissioners have approved to be sent on to the county delegation. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. So again, the farm does make some money, but not enough money to cover all the costs of the soil amendments that we put into the soil to grow the cow corn and to grow and the hay. And we also are growing again this year potatoes and winter squash and corn. Corn that usually, regular corn on the cob to be fed into the inmates in the in the House of Correction. So we had that report from Grant Nelson, the farm manager. And the next person on the agenda was Jim Oakes, the maintenance superintendent, and he came in to request approval from the commissioners to purchase carpeting and flooring materials for various parts of the county administration building and the nursing home. And that money had been approved earlier, but because the amount of money that was going to be spent was over $5,000, he had to put it out to bid, and so he introduced two bids to the commissioners for their approval, and a majority of the commissioners voted to approve the lowest responsible bid there for purchasing the carpeting and the flooring materials. Then there was also another purchase for, it's called JACE, J-A-C-E, and this is a lease agreement for some electronic materials that coordinates all of the electrical wherewithals that provide for heating and air circulation and lighting at the county complex. So we approved that purchase, or lease agreement purchase of $6,530. The next person to present at the county commissioners meeting, this is her regular monthly report to the commissioners, and it was a verbal report. Marcy Hornick, the county attorney, and her big revelation to the commissioners was a new clerk of the Superior Court has been hired and appointed by the New Hampshire judicial system, and that new clerk of court is presently employed as one of the Grafton County attorneys. And the person that is going to be the new clerk of court, starting probably within the next 30 or 45 days, is Victoria Kovalenka. And she, as I said, is presently an employee as an attorney of the county attorney's office in Grafton County. So she's going to be the clerk of court for both Grafton County and Coos County. So we wish her good luck with her new position. After that, we had a presentation by three folks from the UNH Cooperative Extension. Lauren Banker from UNH, Ken LaValle, who is one of the UNH provosts, and then Donna Lee, who is staffs our UNH Cooperative Extension Office in Grafton County, and they just wanted to bring us up to date on some of the things that UNH Cooperative Extension does for the folks here in Grafton County. Of course, we have a vegetable specialist that can be contacted by any of you folks out there in Grafton County, and actually she does things outside of Grafton County, and that's Heather Bryant, and she can be contacted up at the county complex there in North Haverhill. Also, there is the county forester, Jim Frohn, F-R-O-H-N, Frohn, F-R-O-H-N, and Jim is very good about getting out and talking with any folks who have questions about their woodlots here in Grafton County. He can't do any timber cuts for you, but he can certainly talk with you. Can't recommend any loggers or other foresters to help you with your timber cuts if you want to do a timber cut, but he can certainly talk with you about the quality of what you might have growing on your land. So we appreciate all the good things that UNH Cooperative Extension does for Grafton County. One of the things that the commissioners did ask UNH Cooperative Extension, Ken LaValle particularly, where he is based down in Durham at the main campus, is to whether or not we can get UNH to do a little bit more with its nursing programs in order to help alleviate the nurse shortage that we have here in Grafton County and throughout the state of New Hampshire. So he's going to enter into some discussions with the New Hampshire Association of County folks about how there can be some joint work together in order to try to alleviate that problem. There were some items that the commissioners needed to sign off on, something with the Lakes Region Mental Health Center and a letter that we sent to them. There was a community development block grant drawdown of $49,960.49 that had to be signed off on by Commissioner Piper as the chairperson. And then the last item that we discussed was to finalize the public hearing date on the fiscal year 2023 county budget. So the commissioners have indeed voted 2-1 to recommend a budget to the county delegation, and there will be a public hearing on this budget in front of the county delegation on Wednesday, May 25th, 2022 at 6:00 p.m. at the Grafton County Administration Building at 3855 Dartmouth College Highway in North Haverhill, New Hampshire. And that budget appears in this document here, the Grafton County Commissioners' proposed fiscal year 2023 budget. And I believe this budget is now available online to look at, not the paper copy like what I have, but the paper copies will be made available to each member of the Grafton County delegation, to the selectmen in each of the towns, or if it's a city, the mayors. There'll be a copy of this going to the New Hampshire Secretary of State's office, copy going to the Department of Revenue Administration, a copy to each of the Grafton County department heads, because each of those department heads had some input, a lot of input into this budget. The Employee Council, the local union 278, UE Local 278, and to the social service agencies that Grafton County also provides some funding to. Not a lot, but some. So in essence, the overall budget shows a $48,285,502 is the expenses under that budget, which is a decrease of 0.93% or $454,709 from the fiscal year 2022. The amount, and I hope you're listening to this statement, folks, the amount to be raised by taxes is $26,929,492, or a decrease. Yes, a decrease in your county taxes, not your school, not your municipal taxes, but just the county taxes of 0.16%, or a decrease of $42,574 from the fiscal year 2022, which also saw a small decrease in the amount to be raised by taxes last year. Now, what is important, and I guess this is one of the things that's been, kind of on my mind as I was starting to talk to you this morning, because this budget is very important for you folks to know about. And I hope that you can attend the public hearing up at the Grafton County Administration Building on Wednesday, May 25th at 6 o'clock. This is a very unusual budget, this particular fiscal year 2023 budget. We're using the word artificial to describe this budget, a lot of artificial parts of it. And that is because a lot of the savings that we were able to achieve, that the county commissioners and the department heads were able to achieve, was due to the use of ARPA funding from the federal government. Grafton County got about $17 million plus money from the federal government for ARPA money. That's under the relief program from COVID. And there's a little bit more of an explanation of that here. So under the COVID, under the ARPA rules, the American Rescue Plan funding, Grafton County, as I just said, received $17,459,302. The final rule from the U.S. Treasury allows for counties to use up to $10 million as a standard allowance for revenue loss for the provisions of general government services, which is what's found in our Grafton County budget. Grafton County has chosen to adopt this standard allowance. The general government services generally include any service traditionally provided by a government. Due to revenues for fiscal year 2023 being down by $792,135 and the extraordinary inflation and increase in fuel prices that we are currently experiencing, the commissioners are recommending that $1,903,472 in general government services spending for fiscal year 2023 be taken from ARPA funding. Without this funding, the fiscal year 2023 budget would be $50,188,974 and would show a 2.9% increase in expenditures, and the amount to be raised by taxes would then be $28,832,964, which is an increase of 6.90%. So because we're using ARPA money, there is not going to be that 6.9% increase in the county real estate taxes. So we're making use of that. But this is a very unusual occurrence. You know, the counties, I don't believe, have ever gotten, other than through Medicare, Medicaid, and VA funding for people in our nursing home, the county nursing home, the county doesn't receive any federal funding to speak of. So I just want to make sure that's perfectly clear in everyone's mind, is that this is a very unusual year, a very unusual budget, because of the $10 million that we're being allowed to use in this year's budget in order to offset some of the issues that we had to deal with due to COVID and our decrease in revenue. So that's a pretty serious thing that the commissioners want to make sure that everybody in the county understands and is fully appraised of. So a couple of other things that kind of outstanding in this budget is about a $750,000 overall increase. This is not counting the steps and the normal raises or COLA increases, but the commissioners, every 5 or 6 years, we commission a wage study to try to make sure that the employees that we have at Grafton County, public employees, we're trying to make sure that as best as we can, taking into account the general economic climate in Grafton County, trying to take into account the fact that our county population is graying. A lot of our people are getting older. They don't have a lot of money, but we still want to make sure that we can compensate our county employees in as fair a manner as is possible. And definitely we can't compete with the private sector on hourly wages, but where we do try to provide an extra special opportunities by being a county employee is because of the benefits that we offer. Retirement program, medical benefits, and things like that. Educational opportunities for our employees. So we're looking at a $750,000 increase across the board for the employees at Grafton County. Unfortunately, that still doesn't bring a lot of our employees up to what they might be able to get out in the private sector. But again, one of the things that's really important to understand is when someone comes to work for county government, Grafton County particularly, there are no layoffs, for, the economy going down or something, because our main duty is to provide nursing home care, and that's something that happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, and for as many years as the people are there. It's not unusual to have some of our residents in the nursing home be residents there for over 10 years. That's not an unusual amount of time to be at the nursing home. Most of our nursing home residents are Medicare or Medicaid recipients, funding recipients. We do have some folks that are there who pay out of their own pocket. We call that private pay. And then we have several beds that are set aside specifically just for veterans. And so the Veterans Administration helps to pay for those beds. So there's a lot to it. Again, line item by line item of each department, and county attorney's office, the sheriff's office, the Register of Deeds office. They're all outlined here in this report. Another thing I want to mention is the Registry of Deeds is about the only department in Grafton County that actually makes a profit every year. The transfer stamp and recording fee money that comes in, that allows Grafton County Registry of Deeds to be actually a bit of a profit center for the county. So we appreciate the work that's done by Register of Deeds, Kelly Monahan and her staff there at the Registry of Deeds up in North Haverhill. So, there's a lot more I guess I could talk about on the budget, but I'm assuming that as of today, the expense detail, the revenue detail are all online. And if you go to the Grafton County, New Hampshire website, you should be able to find a copy of the budget. Yeah, it's many, many pages long, but you should be able to go there and find out the details of each of the departments, the farm, the nursing home, the Registry of Deeds, the maintenance department, UNH Cooperative Extension, the money that we grant to the social service agencies. All of these amounts of money are outlined in that budget. So, if you have any questions of me, again, I'm the District 3 Grafton County Commissioner, Omer C. Ahern Jr. My email address is omer.ahern.jr@gmail.com. And my telephone number, the only phone number I've got, I don't have a cell phone because we don't have cell service where I am in Wentworth, New Hampshire. My phone number is 603-764-6024. And that information is also on the Grafton County website. I want to thank the folks here at PBTV for again hosting me and giving me this opportunity to speak with you. Especially during the COVID, it was not possible for me to get out to the different selectmen's offices and give them, monthly reports. So that's why I'm trying to do this Just Omer, and to get out to you people, the taxpayers and the residents of Grafton County. Again, I want to thank the folks here at PBTV. My final comment is, God bless the Republic of the United States of America, and God bless the Granite State of New Hampshire. Thank you, folks. Take care.